was one northern state. I don't know which one it was.
They definitely passed laws about like undocumented youth.
Oh,
I don't
yes,
remember
it
about
was
like
in
the
Alabama.
ethnic
It was Alabama.
studies courses, but they were talking about chilling laws.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Like,
But local school boards also can ban like the creation of any program like Tucson's, and it's just, I mean, interesting like how the power with this works. I'm also not very well spoken right now.
Well, okay. Yeah, we're going pretty long now, but
Are we gonna finish then?
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
No. Do
okay.
your thing.
what time are we at?
45 exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say, like, we talk about how curriculum is supposed to promote like critical thinking and like, oh, this is a very important skill and everyone should learn it in class. And like that was what one of the core values of an ethnic studies class is like teaching kids about the systems of oppression and how to like critically assess things that are happening. And like that is what is so threatening to government, but it's like you can't have it both ways. You can't say like we want our kids to come out of the school system and be critical thinkers. Just don't let them challenge us. Don't let them like think critically about what we're spewing, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So just to kind of like finish, like how does precious knowledge connect to ELL students?
Oh yeah.
Just to like wrap it up.
I mean, not only is it like these studies are really important for like responding to like the oppressions that these students face, but it's also like a really good model for like effective teaching, and especially like, I mean, those who are English language learners, like these teachers in this program were so good about bringing like what was relevant in the lives and the cultures and the community of these students, and making that like not only just part of the classroom, but kind of like a central basis for learning. And I mean, it was so effective.
So how can we, when there's such a huge
Problem posing.
Problem posing.
Yeah,
Oh.
problem posing. But I was gonna ask, like, how can we, as like individuals who hold like certain identities who may not match that of our students, like, how do we make it culturally relevant to them when we may not necessarily have like the tools because we don't share their identities, you know? So like I'm thinking like of myself with the student from like Europe or like the Middle Eastern, you know, like I you know, like how do I do that, you know? And like one thing that comes to mind right away is like bringing in authors from those cultures, you know, like using those books as tools for them to like say, look, there's someone who comes from your who shares this part of your identity with you. I don't know.
Here, I found a quote. Yeah, I found a quote online that sort of relates to that, and it's here, I'll read it real quickly. It's written. It's said by Billy, a Lakota teen, speaking of the teachers at her high school. And so this is what it says: a bunch of teachers here, they think they know what's wrong with us, but they don't know. If people want to help us, they have to see what we've been through, not from what their own experiences tell them.
Yes.
So, like, I feel like the best person to really ask is the students themselves and getting to know them. Not so much like reading about them, because still their individual experience is going to be different.
Right. How do you do that when there's a language barrier? You know, like how, like there. I think that we can like. Well, I guess you could. There's ways. I think you could use like Google Translate. You could bring someone from their family who may speak English already. Like I don't know. I think there's ways.
There are ways. It's difficult.
It's
Really
not
hard.
gonna be easy.
But
And that's why we're here.
Yay!
And also like showing that you care. I think that's something that some teachers just don't have. They'll just knock people off, and that's just something that if the student sees that and it's relatable to them.
Like thinking back to like my own ELL experience, like I had like super like patient kind ELL teacher who like took the time to find out what the word for whatever she was trying to make me learn was in Spanish, you know, and like she tried to use her Spanish, you know, like, and that meant a lot to me. Like she would try to speak to me in my language when I was like struggling with English, when I just like was like, ugh, you know, like that's when she would bring it out, and it helped me, you know, like it motivated me to like keep going. It's super important. So like, and I think I read that somewhere. I keep saying I read that somewhere. But you know, like trying to, I think it was like the first post, trying to learn, no, the second one, to learn the language of the student, even if it's like words here and there, like helps them a lot.
It's that effort.
Yeah, showing you care.
And I think that's where technology can come in, like so handy. Especially, I mean, when you think about an ELL classroom, they could have speakers of like 10 plus different languages. Like, I mean, I'm sure some people can speak 10 plus languages, but realistically, like that's not going to be us. And just being able to connect with kids and bring in resources for every language, like you can translate YouTube videos into anything.
Maybe even bringing like
And,
other
like,
students from the same classroom that maybe speak the same language, maybe have some experience.
Yeah.
Also showing that the students are the ones with the knowledge, you know.
Like letting students write, like encouraging students to write in their first, like in their language.
Yeah. And the important thing is like that the care is individualized and differentiated, because there are teachers out there who think giving like a high five to everyone is like a version of showing you care, and that's just like not do it, obviously. So yeah.
All right.
All right.
The end.
See ya, Dr.